today we are going to make a fun treat, and I'm thinking for Easter. And we are going to make a chocolate orange basket and fill that, and freeze dry that, fill it with puffed candy. I won't say the name because I don't want to get what do you call that, restrictions on trademarks, but we're going to use puffed candy and fill the basket, freeze dried. Now the first time I did, this is my second attempt. The first one was a close of enough success that I'm confident that this one is going to be a success. So what we're going to use today, obviously we're going to use the candy. But we'll put that aside now because we don't need that for a while. We're going to use some orange juice, simply orange, pure 100% orange juice, no sugar added. Our sugar's in the brownies. We're going to use miniature brownies and shredded wheat for the nest or for the baskety look. So what I did was I went on Amazon and I got these molds, and I think they're about 3 inches in diameter and probably, I can't remember, 1.5 inches deep or something like that. We'll add extra dry time because of the thickness of them. So you get 6 of those baskets per mold. I bought 4 molds because they sit, 4 of those will sit nicely in the tray for me to stack in the freezer, in my tray holders in the freezer. So we'll end up with, should end up with 24 of these pretty little baskets. So with that being said, let's start preparing this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to we'll start off with 2 cups of orange juice. I don't know how much we'll use. Might need more. Just follow along and we'll see. And we are going to heat that until it starts to bubble, simmering. Okay, that's come up to starting to boil, so that's hot enough. I'm going to turn that off just so you can hear me better. And let's take our shredded wheat and we're going to dip it on one side, flip it on the other, and we're going to take it out. Let that drain just because it's easier to work with. And I got 3 in this packet, so we're going to do that with 3 of them. Stick it in, flip it over. We're letting it soak up that orange juice and then scoop it out. Alright, now what we're going to do here is we're going to shred this a little bit and put it in our mold around the edges of the basket. Kind of pressing that in there because we want to kind of get a nice shape to that. Okay, so that is a pack of 3 shredded wheats, and I just filled around the edges. That's what the important bit. Now we're going to take this orange juice and we're going to spoon it over that just until it starts to cover the bottom of the basket. Or nest. I looked for a mold that was a nest and I could not find it, so we ended up getting me the basket one. But these should come out looking really pretty. They do in my mind anyway. Okay, so that's one tray done. Now I'm going to stick this in the freezer and let that freeze until it's solid. And then we'll put our chocolate on that. So I got 3 more trays to do. Obviously I'm going to use more orange juice. I'll let you know at the end of the prepping on this how much orange juice I actually used. We'll just keep topping this up and do 1 tray at a time until we're finished. So I'll see you once these come out of the freezer. They'll be solidified. They might not be frozen completely solid, but they'll be hard enough for us to put another layer on there. So I'll see you then. Okay, so those nests are in the freezer, freezing away. So I thought I'd go over what I used. So I used 1 bottle, 52 fluid ounce bottle of Simply Orange, approximately 1 bottle. And I used 12 of the shredded wheat biscuits. They come in packs of 3s and I used 4 of those. No, 3. No. Yeah, 4 of those. Yeah, there's that math again. So that should get you up to date on what we used for that. I ended up with that much juice left over, which is about 2 cups. But now we're ready to do the chocolate bit. And I've done these before. I can't remember which recipe it is. You'd have to look. But I think it's my Suzy Q's. And I like using these brownies because they come out really rich, chocolatey flavored. I got 2 boxes of these, and I'm probably going to have to use all 2 boxes. But what I do, the reason I do use these cooked brownie bites is because someone asked me on the other video that when I used them last time why I didn't just make a brownie batter. And I did the research, and it says you should never eat raw flour. So if I just mixed up a brownie batter, it's going to be the same consistency that I want, but it's raw flour. So you'd have to bake your brownies and then do what I'm going to do here. So that's why I do them just by the cooked fudge brownies. And these little bites are really rich chocolate, so I like those. So let's see, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those per box. So they're kind of expensive this way. So I'm just going to dump 5 of those bags in here in my blender. Like so. Like I say, this is what I had left over, the heated orange juice from soaking my shredded wheats. So I'm going to take that, it's just under 2 cups. So I'm going to say add 2 cups of liquid to this with your orange juice. So I'm going to pour that in over the brownies. We're going to give that a whirl. Okay, so that made about 3 cups. I'm I'm not sure that's going to be enough. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it's a bit runny. Alright, so I added my second box of brownies. Let me show you what the consistency of that is. Well, we'll pour some out. Let me get some out of the freezer and I'll be right back. Okay, those are the ones we just did. And we are going to take the bottom of that basket. We got to try and make sure we got enough to do all 4 molds though. So what do we have? I put 2 cups of orange juice in there. I'm going to put 1 cup of water. And give that a mix. And we're not too worried about this being runny because that's actually a good thing, because when it sublimates, that water will disappear, obviously, and you're going to end up with an airy chocolate coating, because all the space that was filled up with water is now going to be pockets of air. Hopefully I'm describing that correctly for you so you understand what I'm saying. And hopefully I'm going to have enough of these. Alright. That's one tray. I'll do the rest off camera. Next time you see them, we'll be popping these out of the trays. Okay, so these have been sitting in the fridge overnight. When I filled these, this is probably one of the fuller ones, we had to kind of divide that between all 24 molds. So a little bit at a time. You won't fill it all the way up to the top using the measurements I gave, but it'll be pretty close, which is fine. So I just wanted to show you how we pop these out of the mold. Might as well get rid of some of that extra lip on that. And these are going to be quite big treats. Hopefully they're going to taste just great. Tastes nice fresh. A good rich chocolatey orange flavor, really nice. Frozen. But because these are so thick, I'm going to make sure that I run this at least 40 hours. I know that'll be off-putting to a lot of you guys, but that's just to be safe. The thickest part of the basket is about the height of the tray, but this top part is extended up above, and you just want to be sure that everything's dry. So I'm going to give this 40 hours in the freeze dryer. And what I'll do at the end of that 40 hours or thereabouts, when I check them, I'll pull them out, check them and see if they feel dry, look for cold spots, and then I'll pour some Skittles in these gaps right here, and then we'll hit continue on the freeze dryer, add more time, 2 hours or so, and that'll pop those Skittles and get rid of any moisture I missed in that check. So that's the way we're going to do that. I'm not going to freeze the Skittles. I'm going to put them in here right when it says add more time, or to stop it when you're finished to defrost. I'm going to put add more time, 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on what my schedule is. Pop those back in, and when the pump kicks back on, that'll heat up for another 2 to 3 hours and should pop those Skittles real nicely in those little gaps. So next time you see these, they will be coming out of the freeze dryer. I'll see you then. Okay, So we ran these for, the machine said they were done probably about 25 hours. Well, I knew that wasn't right. So that was right before bed. So I added some more time to where it would get me up to the morning before work. And in the morning, which was say 32 hours, they might have been done. But obviously I'm getting ready to go out the door to work, so I added 12 more hours to that just to get me past a full day's work and dinner and all that stuff. So here we have it. So a total of like 43 hours, but probably not necessary for that total length of time. So that's how they came out looking. They look really nice. But what we're going to do now is we are going to puff some Skittles. And I went out and got me some saltwater taffy, and I cut those in quarters because I thought they'd look nice with the color for with the Skittles. So I'm just gonna spread those out on there. Those little bitty pieces, they should make pretty little egg-shaped balls. Oh. Okay, so you hear my freeze dryer beeping away. It's asking me if I want to add more dry time, so I'm going to go over there, add probably 3 more hours dry time. We'll keep an eye on it. When everything's puffed up nice and neatly, I'll stop it and bring it back out. I'll see you then. Okay, I ran those for about 3 hours. They puffed up nicely. My taffy was perfect on the sizing. I was worried they might get too big, but they look pretty good. So here's how we're going to do it. Let's take this nice little biscuit, orange chocolate nest or basket. We're going to put some Skittles in there. A couple of eggs. What I got here is I bought a variety pack of different sizes of shrink wrap bags. We're going to put them in a shrink wrap bag, hopefully. I got my heat sealer on high as it'll go. And if you do that, you can pull that off like that and cut the excess off. Alright. Then I got me a handy dandy heat gun. And we're just gonna shrink wrap that around. Okay, so we got this technique down. So what I figured out to do, take your nest or your basket, don't overfill it with Skittles, open your bag, and slide it in all the way to the bottom. Then grab 2 of your taffies and work them up onto the top. Then kind of sorting it out, take it over to your heat sealer, pull it kind of tight, get as close to the edge as you can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this heat on, and I'm going to be gently pulling on the plastic. See how it cuts it off like that? And that's scrap. So, let's try that one more time. Well, 3 more times. Pretty colors. Okay, before I shrink wrap these, I should just tell you, they make 2 kinds of shrink wrap bags, PVC and POC. PVC is not food grade. That's not the one you want. You want to look for the POC odorless shrink wrap bags. Now I'll put a link, not to these because this is like a multi-package. You'll be wasting your money because I got all kinds of different sizes. But I'll put a link to a similar size to the ones I bought here that are what they call food grade in my Amazon store, and you can find the link to my Amazon store in the description box below. So next thing we need to do is we need to heat these up, and I got technique on that too. What we're going to do is we're going to turn the heat on, let it get warmed up, and then we're going to quickly go around all the edges to get it partially snugged up, and then we'll finish it off. Watch this. And this is hot, so you need to be careful when you're handling this. It is very hot. So I just go around the edges like that and kind of gets the plastic in the shape I want it, like that. Then I just pick it up, and you can see when it's stretching clear. And that's what you're looking for. You don't want to hold it in any one spot too long because it will actually make a hole in it, like that right there. You gotta be careful. And I probably didn't let that get hot enough. That's what happened that time. And you just do it very quickly, moving it all the time, so you get it stretched until it's clear, basically. It's really not that hard once you get the technique down. Just keep the air moving. Don't forget to do the bottom. Alright, what do you think about that? Let me make up a nice display here. We'll get a thumbnail. Okay, let's do a taste test on these. See if I got any of them that got poked a hole in the top in, or it don't look pretty. There's one with a hole right there. Everybody knows what the puffed candy tastes like. I am more interested in how my biscuit came out. My biscuit basket. Chocolate and orange edible basket. Let's see what that tastes like. I really, really, really like the chocolate part of that. The orange part is edible, but it don't do a lot for me. It's good, but it's not knock your socks off good, and I was looking for the knock your socks off looking good, tasting good. The chocolate is very, very good. I kind of wish that orange was a little bit stronger, I think. Don't get me wrong. It's very, very good. But I would say for a kid, they're going to want it a little bit sweeter. Maybe. The texture is very, very good. It's like a cookie texture, kind of. I don't know. I'm really pretty. I like the way they came out. I like the way they look, because you kind of get the straw effect from the Weetabix, like it's made out of straw, especially on closer inspection. Orange and chocolate go together beautifully. Yeah, I'm happy with it, but I'm not knock your socks off happy. And I think if I were to do this again, I know you guys, a lot of people won't like it, but I think I'd probably add a little bit of sugar to that orange juice that I poured over the wet Weetabix. Just to sweeten that up a little bit. I mean, it's plenty sweet, especially for people who are trying to cut back on sugar. But John and Bibbs has a sweet tooth. That's his downfall. That's his vice. Well, I'm happy with it. Let me know what you think. I'm really happy with the way they look, and I achieved that goal perfectly. I achieved the goal of making a edible chocolate orange bird's nest, but I would have liked it to be a little bit more orangey. Maybe put a couple of drops of orange oil. Do they make that or something, you know? Just needs a little bit to it. There you have it. I'm going to call that a success from John and Bibbs. I think the kids would enjoy that, to be honest with you. And if you can bring it on, you add a little sugar to that orange juice. I appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.